So I want to talk about why federation is an important method of cooperation. And the way I'd like to explain it is to talk about something that goes on in our family every week and usually ends up badly. And that is family movie night. The way family movie night used to go is we used to all go down to the video store and we'd pick out a couple of movies and then we'd head home and we'd watch those movies. In the era of subscription services and media streaming, it's vastly simplified. We all agree on a movie, and that movie perhaps is Time Crimes, which is this great Spanish movie we saw a while ago. We want to see it again, and guess what? Time Crimes is not available. But that's okay because my daughter mentions that she's never seen Bridget Jones' Diary, or has wanted to see Bridget Jones' Diary for a while, and so we say, okay, let's go and we'll look at Bridget Jones' Diary. And guess what? Bridget Jones' Diary is not available. Helpfully, Netflix has some big data logic behind them, and so they say, you know what? If you've never seen Bridget Jones' Diary or Bridget Jones' Diary, you can watch the sequel to it. I'm starting to get that Jack Nicholson stare. Inception is unavailable. You can watch these things. We've already seen these things. Let's go and see what we put in our queue. Nicole says, please don't go into the queue. Nicole, as usual, is right. And the reason why is when you look at this queue, I have no idea how things got here. DC Cupcakes, Confessions, Animal Hoarding, which must have been our daughter putting that in, or Time Traveler, which we saw, Series 13, which we watched the first 2 episodes and didn't like. We're about an hour and 20 minutes into movie night right now, by the way. We've already spent more time deciding on a movie than we'll probably spend watching one. And I say, well, let me really start to clean this up. I mean, we don't like that. Nicole is looking at me like I'm crazy because now I'm sorting our queue. Katie is on the couch. She's starting to Snapchat people. She says, this family is all screwed up. I want nothing to do with you guys. Our daughter is crying. And this is family movie night for us. This is not even counting the fact that we're jumping into Hulu and we're jumping into Amazon Prime to see if those things maybe have our movie too. So, I mean, look at this. We saw Red State. The Sweet Life movie, I mean, this must have been put in when my kids were like 7? I have this great idea suddenly. We're going to fix movie night. And the way we could fix movie night is we could make a wiki. In that wiki, different people could maintain a list of good movies that are on Netflix and good movies that are on Hulu. And so instead of thinking of movies, spending all this time debating what movie to watch, thinking of the movie, and then going there to find out that it doesn't exist, what you would do instead is you would go to this community-maintained list of great movies on Netflix, and you would choose something that you already know is on Netflix. This is a great idea, right? Okay, well, it's not going to work, and I'll tell you why. The first reason that this won't work is that taste varies. If you go to Wikipedia and you look at evolution, and then you go to the talk page on evolution, you'll learn that Wikipedia can just barely keep its grip on the consensus around evolution. So how is your movie wiki going to keep its grip on, how is your movie wiki going to find consensus on Zoolander? That's problem number 1, consensus. Second thing is customization. I might want to sort my movies by the family member I'm going to watch them with. You might like to sort your movies into different pages based on what particular subgenre of sci-fi they are. Maybe I actually want to put the movie up and then put a little note to myself about how it got there. Maybe you think that actually makes this entirely unclean and notes should be done on a separate annotation page. Now, if you've ever run a community site, you realize that these questions of how best to organize a site churn up a whole bunch of time. And it's going to take all that time that you save not clicking through movies, and it's going to put all that time into arguing over whether you can maintain notes on the same page or you have to maintain them on a different page. The final thing is ownership. So say I start this movie night wiki and it starts out with a couple of my friends and then it grows. And say finally we got like 3,000 people on this wiki, which is not a big site. That's actually a site. I mean, I've run sites with 3,000 people on them. Now the site is costing me some money to host. I'm kind of sick of maintaining the site. I don't want to be the site admin anymore. I'm sick of these flame wars about Zoolander. And what am I going to do? I can step away and pull the plug on the server, and everybody can lose their queue, right, and everything that they've done. Or I can decide to run ads on the site to support my work or do something like that. And then that's a betrayal too. All these people spent their time. If you think about 3,000 users who maybe put in a average of what? Maybe put in 3,000 people, put in 10 hours, even just 10 hours into the site over the course of all time. That's 30,000 hours of work. That's equivalent in 40-hour work weeks to about 15 years of work. And now you're in charge of that work. It's not a good place to be. So let's introduce federated federated movie night.